The Texas Chainsaw Massacre was a seminal, low-budget horror film released in 1974. It was about a group of teenagers who become the prey of sadistic cannibals and was directed by Tobe Hooper. A video game adaptation was released for the Atari 2600 in 1982 by Wizard Video at a time when everybody was making video games about just damn near everything. I have no idea who decided that a video game based on this film for the 2600 would be a good idea, but here we are. This game exists. Interesting to note is the fact that the company Wizard Video was the creation of Charles Band, better known as the creator of Full Moon Features, which is famous for its Puppet Master series, amongst other low-budget classics. The game starts off with a nice little title screen that is very evocative of the source material. From there, you are dropped right into the action, and I use that term loosely. You take control of chainsaw-wielding Leatherface, who you move around the stage chasing after women in order to hack them into pieces. Your killing spree is limited by the amount of gas you have for your chainsaw. You get 3 tanks, and once you run out, it is game over. Your chainsaw drains small amounts of fuel while idling, and at a much faster race when you rev that bad boy up. You will receive an extra tank for every 5,000 points you rack up, but staying interested in the game for long enough will be a bigger challenge than accruing the points. There are some obstacles in your way as you chase after the innocent girls that will slow you down, such as cow skulls, fences, thickets, and, in a tribute to Franklin from the film, wheelchairs. These obstacles are, in my opinion, the worst part of this game. I struggled constantly trying to determine whether or not I was going to clear an object or run into it. The perspective of the game just did not work for me at all. When you run into one of the obstacles, Leatherface becomes temporarily stuck, only breaking free with the aid of his trusty chainsaw. I swear, I spent half of my time while playing this game freeing myself from fences and wheelchairs, which consumed a fair chunk of my precious gasoline. The graphics aren't bad for a 2600 game, but are nothing special. Everything is discernible. The sound is adequate, the chainsaw sounds like a chainsaw, and the victims let out an adorable high-pitched scream when they enter the screen. Catching your victims, aside from the previously mentioned obstacles, is not very difficult. But when you do catch up to them and plow your chainsaw into their backs, they will appear immediately on the other side of you several times until they are dead. Well, at least most of the time. There were some times that I was able to kill a person with just one hit, but I could never figure out what I did differently at that time. It was impossible for me to recreate these successes purposefully, and most of my kills took a few hits. And that is the entire game. Chase after girls and kill them while dodging things that are in the way of your monstrous rampage. Do this again and again until you run out of gas and you are treated to a little cutscene of one of the young girls literally kicking Leatherface in the ass. The goal of the game, like most at the time, is to rack up as many points as you can. But I found myself having trouble keeping myself interested for very long. There is just not a lot to this game. The game is certainly a unique part of gaming history, not only for being a very early horror game, but for the fact that you control the bad guy instead of the hero. So, final verdict, I would only recommend this game to hardcore TCM fans or avid game collectors. The concept of the game proves to be much more compelling than the actual game, but I did manage to extract some enjoyment from the experience. While I don't see myself ever really feeling the need to revisit this for my own amusement, I can see myself loading it up to show friends this curious relic. It is not a very fun game, but it is far from the worst available for the VCS. And that's all I have for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. This is Algae, and I will catch you later.